Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here today to show you my collection of Foxy Fix pocket size ring planners. And I do want to start off by saying that I am not sponsored by Foxy Fix in any way. They do not send me anything for free. I do not get any kind of discount, though I'd love it if I did. I purely just like their product. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys all of my planners in my collection and talk about the different types of leather because I do have 3 different types. So first up, spice leather. So the spice leather is thin. It is shiny, if you can tell. And it is incredibly smooth. It is not pebbly at all, and it's just really nice. Overall, the spice leather is my absolute favorite, and this is the spice pepper. When I am not currently using one of my planners, I take out the elastic and I put it inside of the ring mechanism. I don't like the way that it indents the leather on the side. It doesn't seem like I need to be doing that if I'm not currently using the planner. And then if you undo it and just tuck it behind it or in front of it, the leather, the Foxy Fix leathers, they're all really soft, and I don't want it to leave an indent from just being in storage because of an elastic. So I just pull out the elastic, clip it inside the rings, and that's how it stands. So you're going to see missing elastics in my whole collection. So this I bought used, and it came in amazing condition. It's got the gold fox and pip bow, and until very recently, all pocket size ring planners came with the same pocket configuration. So this one's black. It's a little hard to tell. There's a small pocket here, like for a card, and crisscross pockets. So one pocket here, one pocket behind it, and it's identical on the other side. And then it has the big back pocket, which makes it a must. Yeah, so this is my, no matter what the season, black is always nice. It's always classy. And this is the spice leather, so it's my favorite leather in one of my favorite colors. So this is like my default. No matter what, I'm happy in a black planner. Let's see, this is the spice sage. It's a really nice like seafoam green. This one I ordered, I believe it was it was the first one that I ordered directly from the company, and I got the silver hollow star embossing on the side, and again, the inside is a lot easier to see the pockets on this one. So you've got the crisscross pockets. Now they do have the scalloped pocket option, but I do not own a planner with that pocket configuration yet, but I think it's super cute, and it's nice to have options. Options are always good. So again, it's got the full back pocket, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. I get a ton of compliments on this in person and on Instagram. People are just really taken by the color of the leather. And a lot of the spice leathers, they're more natural, and you'll see what I mean when you look at some of my other ones from other collections. So this is like a natural shade of sage, and you can see like the markings in it, and it feels really natural and authentic. So that is the spice sage. Then we have the Spice French Lavender. This has been discontinued. I searched far and wide and literally stalked the buy sell trade group on Facebook multiple times a day, hoping that I would see one of these. This is the only one I have ever seen, and I got it. So I did buy this used. It has the little blind embossed Foxy Fix symbol there. It was used. It was previously owned, but it had gone unused. That's why the girl was selling it, because she just bought it and never used it. And I find that happens a lot of times with pocket size planners. So if you're a pocket planner person, you can get a lot of really good deals, because a lot of times people go from like an A6 and say, oh, pocket's just a little bit smaller, I can make it work, and they can't. They end up not liking it at all, and then they sell their stuff and it has like nowhere at all, or they jump from even like a personal or a personal wide because they think pocket size is cute and they want to try it, and it ends up not working for them. So you can really clean house if you check out the My Sell Trade groups. You can find really good deals. So this was one of them, and again, it's a very subtle purple. It's like a purplish brown, lavender brown, and I absolutely love it. And I have inside here, so for a lot of my planners, definitely all my spice planners, I cut a piece of jelly paper and slip it in the big back pocket because it gives it some support. So if you'll, this is completely empty. So if you can see the bend here, it's not horrible, but look at the sage, like, oh, there we go. It's pretty bad. Like this indent is bad. So I always, when I'm using the planner, keep that jelly paper in the back. Plus it helps hide the knot from the elastic a little bit. I can show you that on the planner that I'm currently using. And I also, I always make sure, instead of bulking up the inside of my planner, I try to really, like the ring part, I try to really utilize my pockets as best that I can. Because what makes it hard to flip is how much you have in the rings. It doesn't make it hard to flip to have things in this back pocket or things in these pockets, and that helps give it structure. So you can buy a really floppy leather but make it stable and functional and easier to use by utilizing the pockets. So that's what I try to do. So, and I kept the jelly paper in this one because I go back to my French lavender. Like this is the one that I stop using purely because they don't make them anymore and I don't want to destroy it and then hate myself. So I use it briefly and then I load up everything and do another one, because I'm going to be devastated if anything ever happens to this, if I love it too hard. And here we have the Himalayan salt. So I had found one for $50 used on eBay, and I never really thought to look on eBay for planners until my husband gave me a gift card. So I just randomly typed in Foxy Fix pocket size planner, and this is the first one that popped up, and this was the one that I was looking to add to my collection. I'm not super into pinks, but again, the spice leather, it's a very natural pink. I like the color of Himalayan salt lamps, and I think this is spot on. So the one that I got from eBay had, I think it was a scar right here on the front, and it bugged me mildly, but I hadn't used the planner at all anyways. I bought it purely because I had money to spend on the gift card and I wanted it. So someone contacted me and saw a picture that I posted on Instagram and asked if they could buy it from me, and she was in Canada and it was really expensive for her to order from the company, so I said sure. And so I sold it to her and then used that money to order a new one from the company, and I was hoping it wouldn't have a big scar on the front, and it does not. So this is the replacement one. never use even for a second. I took it out of the box it came in, put it in, or kept it in its little bag and tucked it away. So I'll use it one day, but I went on kind of a spree once I found that I loved the Foxy Fix. I had to have them all, like Pokemon cards, you know. I just wanted to collect all of them. So this one has a rose gold Fox and Pip bow on the spine, and it's super cute. I look forward to using it one day if I ever quit purple, gray, and black. I apologize, of course, as soon as I start filming, pretty much, my neighbors start mowing their lawn. It's super rainy here lately, so anytime, and like the forecast is horrible. You'd think we lived in Seattle or something. So whenever there's a break in the rain, everyone and their mom gets on the lawnmower and just goes crazy to try and mow in between the rainstorms. Okay, so this one, okay, so that is my spice collection. So I have the 4. The spice pepper, spice sage, French lavender, and Himalayan salt. Out of the spice line, those are the ones that really spoke to me. Didn't feel the need to collect any more. I wish I had gotten the spice steel, I think it was called. They don't have it anymore. It was a really nice gray. I love gray and all different shades of it, but the gray that they have right now, I think is called poppy seed in the spice line, and it's so close to black, I wouldn't use it, so I haven't ordered it, but I'm definitely keeping my eye out. I'm trying to not buy any more planners until closer to my birthday, which is in September. So to get one from Foxy Fix, I'd probably have to order it in like the beginning of August to be safe. So maybe by then they'll have another spice color out. That's really my favorite type of leather, but for now, these are my babies. Okay. So this is my plum cake, my Lush plum cake. I'm still pretty new to Foxy Fix, but I believe I read somewhere that they didn't offer the option of rings in the Lush leather because it was too soft. I could swear on my life that's what I read, which I thought was a bummer because Lush has a lot of texture, which I usually don't go for, but they have really nice colors, like really vibrant. And then all of a sudden one day they made rings an option for the entire Lush line, and I was like, oh my god, really? So I looked, and this is the one that like jumped off the screen and slapped me in the face and was like, buy me. So I listened. I did it. I don't even have words for how much I freaking love this planner. Like I said, I'm not a fan of texture, but I can deal with this. And this is like the perfect magenta color. It's just so nice. So I ordered this one from the company. It's the plum cake leather, and I got purple stitching, and on the side I got silver hollow moon phases because that was a newer embossing option, and this thing is just to die for. I love that. Let's see. So some of the spice. Okay, so on this one, the color goes all the way through the leather, and it doesn't really change. It's just as vibrant on the side. On the Himalayan salt, the sides are lighter. On the French lavender, the sides are a little bit lighter. So I like that the color completely permeates the leather. One of my favorite lipsticks is in this exact color. And I feel like with the texture, it looks like you've zoomed way in on somebody's lips wearing that lipstick. I can't. Out of all my planners, my husband totally doesn't get the planner thing. Planning gives him anxiety. He is an in the moment kind of person, and that gives me anxiety. So we have a lot of fun together. We keep each other on our toes. But out of all my planners, other than like the black, which obviously he's a guy, he usually prefers black. Out of all my girly colors, this is the one he supports the most. He just thinks it's nice, like the leather is nice, and this is the one that he votes for. He thinks it's very me, and I think he is very correct. So this is my only Lush planner so far. There are 2 other colors in the Lush line that I like. To be real, I don't know how often I would use them if I owned them. Like, if I could pick this one, I don't know that I would pick another Lush planner to use unless I just wanted to give this one a break like I do my French lavender. But there's the blackberry, which is really dark, and the mulberry, which is like in between this color and the blackberry. I would love to have all 3. If there isn't a new color out by my birthday, I'm probably going to get the mulberry to start building up my Lush collection because it just feels so nice. I know I said the spice leather was my favorite. I like how smooth it is, but hold on here. Yeah, the Lush is a little bit heavier. It feels sturdy without being too floppy. It's Lush. I mean, they named it really well. Like, perfect. Nailed it, guys. It's Lush. That's what it feels like. It's luscious. I love it. I want to go shopping. Oh my god. Why did I make this video? Okay. Because people asked me to. That's why I made this video. Alright. So now we're moving into my sugar leathers. So this one is the sugar icing, which probably looks a little green on the screen right now. Why? I don't know. Other than the grass outside at the yard, there's nothing green around me right now, but it always has like this greenish hue on camera, but it isn't. It's a really nice, like matte, it's mildly shiny, but I would call it like a matte finish, medium shade of gray. It's really nice. So this I traded for. I actually traded my Vanderspec, which, if that tells you anything about the state of mind I was in, I was like, oh my god, the Foxy Fix pocket rings? Really? I don't have it and you don't want it? Ooh, I have a planner that I don't want. Let's trade and be happy. So I traded my Vanderspec, which was arguably worth a lot more than this is, but if I'm not using it, it's kind of worthless. So I traded. And I really enjoyed using this, other than the fact that it looks green on camera, which is irritating because I love to take pictures of my planner. It was my first experience with the sugar leather. It definitely is, it's still pretty thin, but it's a little bit thicker and it feels more durable. Like, I could frisbee toss this one. I wouldn't, but if I had to, I would choose probably this one or just a sugar leather. They just seem to be able to get banged up a little bit more and not be so delicate. The spice leathers scratch really easily. You can buff them out, most of them, but they really start to pick up scratches. So let me try to zoom in here. And this is after I buffed them out, after the last time I used this. So you see that? They scratch really easily, and that adds some, there's one on the front, some nice character to them, but it also, I don't want them to look too banged up. And this one is just so luscious. Sometimes I feel like my finger could go right through it, or like my pen is gonna like slip in my bag and go and just puncture the whole thing. I don't have those fears with this one at all. It's pretty durable. So I like that feature of the sugar leather. The coloring is very even. There's really not any variations. You're not going to see scars or freckles or anything like that. And it's nice. I wouldn't say it feels expensive or, you know, like you're really treating yourself. I feel like maybe this should cost less than these. They don't feel as high end. They're good quality. I mean, they're made by the same company, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, but that's why you're here, right? um, so the color is on the front of the leather. It doesn't go all the way through. So this is like a really light gray, and it feels a little bit dry and scratchy. Whereas the Lush, it's like the exact same color, and this is really soft. It's like suede. It's really nice. And then the edges are considerably lighter than the color on the outside. This has a little silver breathe, which I don't mind, but I'm more of a spine embossing person, not a word on the front person. But this was used and I traded for it, and it doesn't say like mom life or boss lady or something, so those would not apply. I think boss lady or boss babe or whatever, it's kind of tacky. Not a fan, not really. And I'm not a mom, so I wouldn't want one that said mom life, but this isn't bad. Yeah, so there is my sugar icing. And now on to the one I am using currently, my sugar lilac. I got it 2 days ago. 2 blissful days of using this planner, I think, maybe 3. So as I said before, the edges on the sugar leather are considerably lighter. Okay, another thing, let me cover this. So the corners, I don't know why. Someone from Foxy Fix, if you are watching, holler at me. Let me know why this is the way that it is. They do not burnish the edges of their planners, and I feel like for what you pay, they should be doing that for you, and it just makes a much cleaner look. So marketing wise, your product would look better if you guys are doing that, and it holds up better that way. So in the corners, these start to bend over time. I don't know if you can see that, and kind of split apart a little bit. And I don't like that. It bugs me. And it's all of them. So it's multiple layers of leather, and they're like glued together and then stitched. And I think it would look a lot better if it was burnished. So for that reason, I decided to try something. Why I decided to try it on my new one that was expensive and I custom ordered instead of this one, which doesn't mean a lot to me and isn't, you know, didn't cost me anything, I don't know. I can't explain why I do the things that I do. Impulsivity, lack of impulse control. But I painted the edges. I used paint that is made especially for leather, and was very, very careful. This paint I picked up at Michael's, and it does come off with water when it hasn't been on the leather for very long. So there were a few spots where it wasn't perfect, and I took a wet Q-tip and ran it along the edges and just picked up the extra. So that's what I did. And I'm interested to see. I would imagine that it's going to help quite a bit because it's sorry, I'm off camera. It's firm now in the corners, and now it's like a nice dark purple, which I'm hoping kind of makes it pop a little bit, as opposed to just being like a lighter gray, like that is. So on the inside here, that is the color that the edges were. So like a very light grayish purple. Push these to the side. So Same story as with the gray icing. The color's on the outside, but the inside is like a really light matching shade of whatever color you get. But it does feel it feels dry on the inside. It really does. It's, it doesn't scratch. Yeah, it just doesn't. You do get imprints in this leather pretty easily. So, I mean, that's worth noting. But it does feel more resilient. Oh, the spine. I don't know. There we go. It's the oil slick foil embossing in the moon phases. And in person anyway, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to look for you guys. It's really cute. I kind of just went for it and hoped that I liked it. And I'm glad that I did. I think it looks good with the purple. So purple is my favorite color. If that wasn't already obvious. But like I said, my husband thinks I should use this one every day for the rest of my life. Not the French lavender and not this one. I don't know why. But there it is. So actually, and this is so pathetic that I have so many planners I can't remember, but I have a list somewhere of the names of all my planners. Okay, here we go. So, I'm a Harry Potter fan, if you guys didn't already know that. Accio Bujo. Yeah, there we are. So, focus this. There we go. So, I name all my planners after someone from the Harry Potter world. So, in no particular order, my pepper spice is Phineas Nigellus Black. My French lavender is Arabella Fig. Now, if you are familiar with Harry Potter, you might know that there is a character named Lavender Brown. That is her name. And this is Lavender Brown. I mean, that is the perfect way to describe this color. But I really, really don't like her. So I couldn't use that name. So I went with Arabella Fig. My sage is Minerva, after Minerva McGonagall. Even though she is the head of Gryffindor, and I'm a Ravenclaw. She's the head of Gryffindor, but she's always wearing green. So I thought, this is the greenest of planners that I am ever going to own. I'm not really a green person. It is a fluke that they managed to make a green that I love. So, Minerva. My Himalayan salt is Molly, after Molly Weasley. Her red hair and just cuteness. I love Molly. My plum cake is Petunia, after Aunt Petunia. Now, Petunia is not the greatest person, but she is an awesome character and very important to the plot, and so like quirky and individual. Like, I love the Dursleys. I think they add a really important element to the story. Like, you love to hate them and see like funny bad things happen to them. It's entertaining. So this is Petunia because it is the color of a petunia flower. This is the Gray Lady, aka Rowena Ravenclaw. For obvious reasons, it's gray. And my new one, my sugar lilac is Ginny. So obviously Ginny Weasley, very important character. And also my great grandma's name, her nickname was Ginny. Her full name was Virginia. And lilac was her favorite color. So I had to name this one Ginny. I thought it was very fitting. So there it is. That is my collection. You have seen everything that I have got to show you guys. Will these even all fit in the frame? Barely. There we go. So there they are. If you have any questions about the different leathers that I didn't already cover, please let me know. I will try to help. If it's one that I own, I know that Foxy Fix does have other leathers. I have no experience with those. Haven't even touched them before to know anything about what they're like. But I know that when you start looking into Foxy Fix, it can be a little daunting because there's so many options, different types of leather, different colors. Now they've got different pocket configurations. Do you want an elastic closure? Do you want a snap closure? And options are awesome, but when you're new to it, it can be a little daunting. So I do not mind at all if you have more questions. And the one thing I want to stress is, let's see if I can show you this. So I'm not like really squeezing that, like this would be squeezing it. I'm not squeezing this shut. The reason that I like the Foxy Fix so much for pocket rings is because they're like a book. That is how the front and back cover lay. They don't like my Vanderspecs and my Filofaxes, and from what I can see, the Gillios as well. They curve, like they hug the things that you have inside. So like your inserts or your pages or whatever. Some people really like that. Like I read statements that people make saying that they love the way that they hug what's on the inside. I do not like that at all. I don't like things to be bent out of shape, literally. And that's what that is. This is, I mean, it's like a book. And I love books. So for me, that is perfect. I don't want it to bend. I want it to stay nice and straight. And I can say that in all three of these, the Spice, the Lush, and the Sugar, that it will do that. You might have to put some things in that big back pocket to give it a little bit of support, like I said. Definitely with the Spice ones, but I do it for all of them anyways because it helps minimize the bulge of the elastic, the knot on the side. This looks pretty bulgy right now, but it's a lot better than it was. So I always put the jelly paper in the big back pocket. I poked a hole in the middle of it, and then I just feed the elastic all the way through the leather and then through the jelly sheet, and I tie the knot so the knot is on the other side of it. And that helps prevent grotesque bulge. There's still some bulge, but it's not as bad. And it gives it support. And then if you've got sticker sheets, note pages, oh my gosh, I keep stamps, a blank check, all sorts of stuff back here. Actually, I take things, like seriously, things that I can't fit in my rings anymore comfortably, like this. This is all stickers, and obviously it is meant to go in the rings. I didn't want to leave the stickers behind, but I wanted to be able to flip through the planner easier, so I just tuck it back here, and it gives it stability. Note pages, put those in the front, and it really, as you can see here, it really holds its shape really nicely. And that really is the biggest selling point for me. I love that. So the big back pocket, the different color options, the texture, like the leather options and the texture options, and the fact that it just lays like a book. Like, I think it looks really nice, and that is my preference. So that is what's got me hooked on the Foxy Fix. I don't know how to quit. I can't quit them. I love them. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I've had a lot of people request this video, so I am super pumped to have made it finally. I've been waiting for my Sugar Lilac to arrive, and it's finally here. So there it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you very, very much. I have a couple more videos that I want to film, maybe even today, when it's not raining and super dark for a change. And look for them, subscribe so you don't miss them, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.